Welcome back, Hi mates. So what's going on in today's video? So I got two new additions going into the grow on. They from the breeder Sagaguchi. Anyone guess what they could be? Stay tuned. And I'm also going to be putting a Cloverleaf heater on the grow on as well. So I'm going to show you how we get that fitted, and hopefully it'll be half-tide heater. So yeah, so stay tuned and enjoy. Oh, one other thing, guys, if you could do me a massive favor, I'd really appreciate it. We've got a lot of watchers that are not subscribed to the channel. If you are able to subscribe, I'd really appreciate that. It helps me out, helps me grow the channel, and keeps me interested in doing the videos. So if you can subscribe, guys, I'd really appreciate that. But anyway, enjoy today's video. Right, mates, a couple of new additions going into the grow on again. So they're just acclimatizing. They've been in the car for an hour. They were sat on 20 degrees, so they're going into 24. So I am going to leave them float too long. 20 minutes will be ample. I'll bowl them up before I put them in, just so you can see them. Yeah, and see what you think of them. In the meantime, I'm just doing a filter clean here. That's on boil in the cylinder there, so yeah, that's just running through as clean. And then we'll get these bad boys out and we'll take a little look. You can just about see them through there. So yeah, I'll spin back to you when I pull them up. Right guys, there they are in the bowl. So very pleased with these two lovely fish. As you can see, the pearl in ring sankies. Don't know, I wish the phone would pick up the pearl. The pearl really pops on these and it just doesn't do it justice. When you look at them with a human eye, they're absolutely stunning. So both of them, pearl ginrin sanki. Sagaguchi is the breeder of these two. Just measured them up. So this one here is 25 cm, and then this one's just pushing onto the 30. So yeah, very happy with them. Lovely head pattern on this one. Real nice. Both got nice shape to them. This has got a higher backbone, a bigger backbone. But yeah, I think they're going to do really well in the pond, or in the grow on, I should say. So yeah, so they're going to be added in today. It's September the 12th. So that one's 30. So he's going to be near enough the size of some of the smaller kahaku. I think are going to be about that size. Mine last measure up I done was 16th of September, and sorry, it's October the 12th today, not September the 12th. So last measure up I done was September the 16th, so nearly a month ago. So maybe he'll be quite a bit smaller than the Dainichi kahaku that are in there, but we'll see when we get them in. So don't want to leave them any longer now, guys. I'm going to get them in and settle them in for the night. So there they all are, looking good. They've settled in. All bunching up. It's in there a couple of days later now in the evening, so they've a little bit spooked. Got a lot of the lights on. Picked something up, Cloverleaf. It's a 1 kilowatt heater. this one I was using, which is the little like aquarium heater. Although it's worked well in hot weather, it's struggling now and it's on all the time. And it's 500 watt of power constantly on. So I've gone for one of these bad boys which should do the job. So 1 kilowatt, but let me get it out of the box properly and we'll have a look. So there she is out of the box. Nice little bit of kit really, because what I'm going to do, there's a couple of options with it. You've got these fittings which you're going to screw on. I think they screw on the 1.5 inch. Get them out and have a look. Or you could, if you wanted to, you could run it on hose tails. I won't be doing that, but they've come in the box, and all the little adapters as well with it. Instruction manual, fitting manual. Yeah, it looks really good. And what I do like about this, which is much better than the aquarium ones, you actually can see exactly what you're setting it to on this temp gauge here. It's much easier. I think you set it to that red pointer, I'm guessing, without checking the instructions, but I think you just set it to that. But I will obviously double check. Don't know if you can see that. That's the model number I'm using, and the pressure, etc., that it runs. So it's a max 1 kilowatt. So this should definitely do the job nicely, because like I say, we'll be talking about 750 gallons here, so nothing too crazy. So yeah, so this is where I'm hoping to fit it, on this section here. Now the only thing that I have not got done, which is going to be a pain in the arse, is I didn't put a shut off there, so I'm going to get water coming through here. So obviously this is going to be a little bit tricky dicky. So I've drained this tub down the best I can. I think the water level's about there, maybe not quite, maybe around there roughly. So you can see I have dropped it down. So I'm hoping I'm going to get this top bar off now. I'm going to look down this pipe and try and judge how far down the water is, and I'm hoping I can fit it in there without too much spillage all over the floor. So that's the plan. Whether it goes to plan is another thing, but yeah. So I'm going to put the ends on the heater and just see where I could actually position it, and then I'll spin back to you before I make any cuttings and things on it. Right, I was just reading the instructions, and luckily I did. I always tend to, I know we call them distractions and one thing and another, but we do sometimes read them as men, don't we? Anyway, it says to fit it horizontally, not vertically, so I'm not going to put it here. What I was thinking of doing is I'm going to put it straight in here, and hopefully I'm not going to lose much of my spray bar. I'm just going to lose a certain amount. It's going to be easier for me to fit because I'm definitely not going to get water going everywhere, but I will lose a little bit of my spray bar, but I don't think it's a big deal, to be honest with you. I've got plenty of movement in there, so that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to slot it in there and see what it looks like. That's some of my sodium thiosulfate, if that's what you call it. That's the bit I got left. I have got more. Oh, and here's one I prepared earlier. Brilliant stuff, guys. Cheapest chips on Amazon, and if you get that, obviously you don't have to buy dechlorinator and stuff. It's much cheaper. So get your sodium. Let me show you again if you can see the name of it. just in case you don't know. Sodium thiosulfate. I think that's how you say it. Anyway, that stuff, brilliant. You don't need much. So when you're doing your water top-ups, you can just put X amount in and it'll take your chlorine out. I've been testing it with DP4 tablets and DPD tablets, and it works awesome. Clears everything. What I noticed as well, right? These are quite cool fittings because the seal is actually built in there. Look, it's in the recess. It's actually already on. I don't know if you can see it there. It's already fitted, so that'll go over and it'll just screw on. Now I'll probably put a bit of tape on it anyway, just to seal it, a bit of plumber's tape. But the other thing that I have noticed, now this is bigger than 1.5 inches, but it's not quite the 2 inch of the pressure pipe. It's a little bit smaller. If you look at, don't know if you can see it there, it won't quite go in there, but the diameter is not quite as big. So what I am afraid of it may do when I put it in there, hopefully it'll tighten up enough and it won't leak. That, I suppose the beauty of it is, if it does weep a little bit, it is only going to drip into here, so I'm not going to have a leak all over the floor. So I'm going to take a chance on it by doing it that way and see what happens. So what I did, put some PTFE in on the joints, and I just used some electrical tape, some black electrical tape. I just put a couple of layers on just to thicken it that slight bit, so when it pushes in, it should tighten a little bit more. It'll just take that little bit of movement that was there out, or it'll help anyway, so hopefully it won't leak then. So I'm just going to try and get it into position now, test fit it, and we'll have a look. Right, so that spray bar now is on and it's running. I haven't put a plug in it yet, but it's coming through. Little tiny leak here, but it doesn't matter because it's dropping straight into there, which is fine. With this shorter spray bar, obviously I've had to cut quite a bit off it, but I think what was happening before, I had so many holes in here. I was thinking that sometimes I was turning the water over in this tub a little bit more than I was actually turning it over in the actual pond itself. So with less holes now, that means it's going to be pulling more out of the pond. You know what I mean? So it's going to be pulling, turning over the pond a little bit more. So yeah, that's on. So let's get the plug on it, and that will probably bother me a bit. I'll end up doing something with that now, but let's get the plug on and get it set up. There you go guys, all turned on. I've got it set at the moment to about 22, I think that is there. So I'm going to run it there now because my temp has dropped down to 19.2. So get it back up to 22, and then once it's there, I don't know how long it's going to take. I'll get it back up to 24 then over the next couple of days. So yeah, well happy with it. Everything's in. I fixed that leak as well, so that stopped leaking. Yeah, job's good. What I was going to do as well is put covers over that to try and keep the heat in, because I'm getting some condensation now. But what I decided to do, I'm going to get a heater in here as well, because if I get the temperature of the garage warmer than the pond, obviously I shouldn't get condensation because I won't get any in the winter, in the summer, sorry. So that's my plan as well, depending what it is. And I'll work out then, is it cheaper to run this to heat it, or is it cheaper to keep the heat down in here? Something on the thermostat, you know, that will I can set to like 26 degrees and it'll just knock off when it's up there. So yeah. Right guys, well happy with that. It's on. Temp's up to 25 now. I don't know if you can see it there on there. So that's up to 25, all operating nice. I'm trying to get it at 24, so I'll put it back down a touch. Spray bar's working much better now with just those jets coming out. I think I'm getting more circulation of the pond water, which is also something I wanted. So plenty of movement in there. I've wiped the top. Looks a bit. There's plenty of movement in there. This bio's definitely doing a good job. I've only put that there to it slightly warps these down, and any water splashes getting on there, then it drops back in the pond. It was before tracking over the edges and getting wet down here, hence the sponge. But now I've done that, it should stop that. Now the heater's just kicked back on, so that means it must be set at the 25, so go down a touch again, because I want it on 24 really. So yeah, everything's going well. What I'm gonna do now after this video, I'm just gonna try and see if I can reach in and clean everything, clean these glasses off with some warm water, and then put them back on. So everything is hunky-dory here. The two new Sankies are settled in, they're doing well in there. What I'll do now, I'll leave them a month or so and I'll bowl them up and see if they've grown. May do another bowling up video next week of the Danichi. See if they've grown. I think it's been over a month now since I've done it last. And I'm doing it for my own benefit as well, because I want to make sure, well, I want to see, I'm very interested to see how much they are growing a month and things like that. So, you know, that's what interests me by doing this really, is how they can develop in a short space of time. They have ordered some FD colour, which I'm going to be mixing in with a Shuri. So yeah, so some of that's on order. Like I said earlier on, I am going to get a heater to go in here in the garage. I'll run them both side by side, and maybe if the garage heater works a little bit better, it'll probably stop this Cloverleaf one kicking in at all maybe. So I don't know which one will work out cheapest. I'll try and work that out. Sorry for the noise on this, I hope you can hear me. I don't want to turn it off. So yeah, as always guys, thanks for watching. If you could smash a thumb, I'd appreciate that. I really would. Yeah, and if you want to consider subscribing guys, happy days. Really appreciate that as well. Anyway, until the next one, have a great week guys, and whatever you're doing, hope all your ponds are good, and I'll catch you on the next one. All the best.